Hello and welcome to the Season 9 DSRA race here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Just me tonight. Doesn't look like anyone else is interested, or well, doesn't look like anyone else is going to be in the booth with me tonight. George is off in Miami on a business trip, so he won't be attending tonight. But this is round what is this? I have no idea. Charlotte, I forgot to do the point standings, but you can rest assured Kyle Watts is your points leader. No concern there. But yeah, I did forget to do the points thing this week out of just sheer, I just had a lot on my mind, just straight forgot. No way I'm not going too crazy on the being a... Okay, so I keep accidentally opening that music up. Let's see. This is race 9 of 15, so I mean, let's be real. Championship's kind of already decided, but hey, why are you saying 9 in the chat? Is it race 9? Oh, right, because I'm stupid. All right, it's race 9, all that jazz. Yeah. Alright. Let's see, how much time we got left in practice I can screw around? Not much time, so that's alright, because, you know, most everybody, there is a few new faces, but nothing too crazy. Got Victor Delgado, Johnny Halla. I'm surprised to see them race tonight. We'll see how they do. Not hugely surprised, but just a little bit. Usually see him at the super speedways. Landon Lyle on the 1. He's interesting. He's a pretty fast guy. We'll see how he does tonight. Jerry Cook and Tyler Mallon, fresh off of IFR race last night for each of them guys. AJ Rodriguez, he's back tonight. Lotto making his awaited DSRA return. Hasn't ran in DSRA in I think season 7. If I'm wrong, let me know. But I'm pretty sure season 7 was his last DSRA start. But good to see him back, and hopefully those controller issues he had in Gnarl a few races back do not come back to bite him here. And Carl Childress back in the 88. And again, we've talked about this being season 9, getting very close to his 100th DSRA start without a win. Kansas was not a good race for him. He's not really had a good season. But, you know, sometimes stuff does end up coming together. It's Carl with 98 starts after tonight. And then next race being Iowa. If he does Iowa, that'll be his 99th start. If he does Watkins Glen, that'll be his 100th start. If he misses any races in between, he could line it up to make his 100th start at Talladega. That is a track he seems to perform well at. So if he does end up trying to go for win number 1 in race number 100 at Talladega, it would be fitting. And heck, even if he doesn't get the win, start number 100 coming at Talladega is no shame. Or I say no shame. It's also, you know, fitting, fits his style. And Talladega just is kind of his better track in this league, as he had a okay race there last season. Didn't finish well, but we'll see what he has together to put this season. And granted, this is just start 98 tonight, and then he's got 2 more starts, or he's got the next start, which will be start 99, and then after that will be start number 100. We'll see how that goes for him. With that, we only got a few seconds left in practice, so I'd imagine not everyone taking it too seriously. Tall as is in the number 20. Carl, please win a race. 5-hour energy Dodge. Brandon Beal back tonight in the 37. We're gonna talk about AJ Rodriguez. I get him confused with Daniel Rivera's number 15, JBL. I apologize. Garson Young, number 70, JBL. It's a smokestack over here. Can't hardly see nobody. Kyle Watts, enough said. Oh my gosh, Jonathan Salas! Okay. Tolo's in the infield. Kyle Watts is doing Kyle Watts things like being... Wait, hold up. Kyle Watts is not the top of the board. Landon Lyle is at the top of the board. Well, that is interesting. We'll have to see how that goes during the race. But Roman Gonzalez, I don't remember how many starts he's made, but I know this is his rookie season. You know, I say that. I'd have to check the all-time stat sheet to give you a 100% good idea if this is his rookie season or not. But I don't see him much. This might be his debut. I haven't kept up a whole lot. Kirsten Bell, they're back. We'll see what they can put together tonight. They, I could have sworn they won this race in score. I can't remember. But similar track. We're talking about Kyle Watts. He's just built different. We got Ruby Estes making their first points race start. They did the Oswego All-Star race last week. Didn't do too great, but hey, that's dirt. This is pavement. We'll see what they can put together here tonight in that number 16 UPS Dodge. We already looked at Jelani, Carl. Here's Landon Lyle, top of the board. Landon Lyle with a 29.470. And with practice now finally being complete, unless Kyle's got another flyer left in him, it is going to be Landon Lyle to be at the top of the board at the end of the session, which, you know, beating Kyle Watts in a practice session at this point, it's an accomplishment, I will say. We'll see if he can repeat that lap or something similar in qualifying. I'm pretty sure that was a draft lap. And I think you're going to qualifying now. That is the case. I'm going to get in and out of my car. But before I go too far into that, I'm going to see how many projected laps they have on fuel. That's 33 laps, give or take a lap or two because of fuel usage. So with that in mind, the race being 60 laps, I think it's going to be a one-stopper in terms of fuel. But I think we're going to have some yellows. I think tires are going to be the name of the game for that respect. Other than that, how many entries we got? We got quite a few entries. One of our larger fields, see D.R. Rodriguez in the... oh, he's in the 60, okay. I guess he signed up in the 6 because he runs the 6 in Essex. I catch myself doing that here in DSRA as well. We're on the 15 Essex test car, whatever. And I broadcast this and I come in the 103 because that's kind of like... I've always wanted to run the 103 in an online league, but I was like, you know, seeing all these online leagues, no one was in a 100 number, and I didn't want to be like that one guy that was in a 100 number, so I just never did it. So that's why you've never seen me run that number. Tala with the first time on the board, 29.5.82. Kyle Watts as follows with 29.592. Landon Lyle with 29.7. Let's look at our practice times. I don't think we're going to see any of those 29.4s due to those being draft laps, but Jerry Cook with a 29.507. Pretty close to our 29.4s. Hello, Brandon Bill in the chat. Are you qualifying, or did you already do your lap? Or well, you couldn't have possibly already done your lap because I'm looking right now live. But the stream delay to stream is going to see it a little bit after, so by the time the stream sees this, it'll probably be over. Alright, so it's very possible we don't see a Kyle Watts pole here, which a little surprising. Not going to lie. A little surprising. Victor Delgado with a 5.75 in the 29-second range, so that's good. Another good thing, nope. So far, of qualifying cars, top 14 are within a full second, so that's good. Not a huge concern in pace for a lot of guys. This is... I think someone just fell out. Tyler Mellon just fell out. Well, Tyler Mellon did set a lap, so they should be able to rejoin the server. Imagine who's ever, they're probably in a voice chat and they're probably letting them know they're falling out. Unless they, like, straight up, like, left. They might have left. Good chance. People, odd. So right now it looks like we're going to have 20 cars tonight, which is, you know, a pretty average field for Charlotte. Pretty good numbers for DSRA. Guys that didn't qualify: AJ Rodriguez, Roman Gonzalez, Daniel Rodriguez, Brandon Beal, Jerk Gravoy, Tyler Mallon's lap got DQ'd, and why is there two Daniel Rodriguez? That's all. Apatron 4000, according to Jarrett Ravoy. I'm going to assume, so the 6, I think Daniel had like 2 entries, and then the 6 just stayed in. Tyler, I think, just did not like, if I had to guess, didn't like the setup, went ahead and called it for the night, didn't want to mess with that. Let me just double check, make sure my ticker is not having a epileptic seizure. It looks great, awesome, love it when we don't have technical difficulties. Awesome. Let's see. If I can turn on my condition, yeah. Alright, that should be good, hopefully. But yeah, Jerry Cook in the 0, wherever the heck he's at. I don't think he's on the track right now, but Jerry Cook in the 0 getting the pole. Auto Club winner on the last lap move on Kyle Watts. You can see that in our race intro, as that was the last DSRA race I ever did. Got top 5, so that's pretty nice. But yeah, I think the name here is just practice your pit stops. You know, we haven't had a green flag stops at this track in a minute. I don't think. I can't. Actually, no, take that back. Take that back. We had green flag stops last season. But I don't know about this season. It's questionable. We got 20 cars. Of those 20 cars, how many of them are going to be smart? We will see. Regardless, I'd still practice those pit stops just to make sure got everything right. Hit your marks. Take some notes. Maybe if you can get a little extra few tenths out of the car just to see how far you can push it if you need to find that little bit in a late run in the race if you find yourself in position, potentially. It's Kyle Watts. Didn't get the pole, but I think he won here last season, so yeah. Lotto, all that jazz. I don't know. Kind of bored. Let's see, Garson Muyung. I don't have my standings to back off of either, because, I mean, if you think about it, which I'm thinking about it, and I shouldn't be, because no point, but Kyle Watts just has a huge points lead at this point. And I'm not even going to bother. I mean, I forgot to do the point standings, but you know what? Not a huge loss. We don't have a close points battle like we do in... Well, we did have a close points battle in Gnarl and CCRS, but the same guy we're talking about here has clinched early... Well, not clinched, but has practically clinched the title in both CCRS and Gnarl a race early in those respective leagues. And those are the only 2 other leagues we broadcast other than IFAR, which we did last night. Kale Teskar Jr. He may be taking over the reins on that. We'll let y'all know if that becomes the case. That way y'all can figure out where to find IFAR. The shenanigans here from the 4 and the 0. I think it's a game of cat and mouse. There it is. I know. Fast in practice, Landon Lyle. He's also got a good qualifying spot. He's one to watch. We don't broadcast CSCA. I have considered it, but ultimately I don't trust my work schedule to be able to consistently do it. But he is currently leading the CSCA truck standings by 1 point in that season and series. Granted, it's CTS, but this guy's got some good skill. Put together some good finishes in IFAR. We've seen that last night. I don't know if we didn't see him a lot last night, but he was putting some respectable racing last night. You might have seen him on Dan Wilkins' Broadcasting Network and Score. This guy's put together some good races. His luck is not always up there, but hey, no one's is the best unless... I mean, you could argue some guys just have really insane luck, but, you know, there's a balance between luck and skill, and if you can balance that skill enough to put yourself in a good position, luck will follow, I feel like. So, yeah. Better go to the race. I'm going to get on and off track. That way these guys aren't waiting millennia to get the race started. And we're going to do our super cool grandstand cam. Because, yeah, I need to skip to live. ticker is up to par. Now you do notice there's a little bit of stuff sticking out on our ticker. That is because the number on the laps completed, number of, gets bigger and it moves over during the race, which I don't think there is a fix to, be dead honest with you. So that little apostrophe is going to be there until lap like 10 or so, because lap 10 gets double digits on the ticker. Heck, it may even be there till lap 20. That's what happened last night in I-4. Yeah, 20 cars tonight, roughly. Well, we're around 19. Tyler Mallon didn't want to do tonight. Waiting on P3 starter Victor Delgado III. And I think everyone else is on the track now. 60 laps, 33-ish laps on a tank. Hey, cool little Red Bull stand over there. Reference to Shane Van Gisbergen. If you're an SVG fan, that's baller. If not, that's okay. Never mind, Tyler Mellon's on the track. I guess I just DQ'd their lap, whatever. Might have fell out. I don't know. Alright. How many restarts we're going to have? 20 cars. And the level of patience and your brain power. How smart are you going to be here? That's going to decide whether we're going to have a restart or not. But regardless, Jerry Cook, I mean, you've seen him in IFR. He's already got 2 poles in there. Just dominated last night. He's got Tala Aziz on his outside. Pace car's in. And Jerry Cook, coming off a turn 4, waiting on the command from the restart zone. And green flag is in the air here at Charlotte. And I almost did that perfectly, too. There's a slight slur in my words. Gosh dang. Alright, let's see if they survive a lap. I have a hole in my brain. I have a hole in my brain. I'm joking, I don't have a hole in my brain, but these guys do. Well, the Talha band has led us to our first restart of the night. That is a reference to the fact we only get 1 restart. Well, strike them back up, try it again. If at first you don't succeed, try again. And if you have to try more than twice, then God help your soul. Alright. Let me just try to do that again. Maybe I won't stumble the start this time. Alright. Man, that's a really cool little thing they have there with the Red Bull thing. Hope I don't get copyright with that. Is there really that much cars that just didn't get on track? Dang, okay. So 20 cars tonight. Chevy, Dodge, front row. I don't think Jerry's on a team, but if he was, it'd probably be Cook Enterprises, assuming he's not on a team. You might as well start your own. Tala Aziz on MCR. MCR team owner and teammate Victor Delgado III starting P3. So good qualifying effort from those two tonight, and good call it. Kyle Watts, Jerry Cook also up here. Pace car is in. Jerry Cook rounds off a turn 4. He's going to lead the field to the green flag for the first time tonight. And we're waiting on the flag man to wave that green flag. Green flag has been waved. We are going here at Chicago. Stop all that! No! Charlotte. Alright, I tried. I said green too much. Oh well, live and learn. And someone's dead. That is Jared Gravoy, Tyler Mallon. Caution's out, and like I said, no restart. So yeah, that is yep, we're already starting off to a great start. Got our first caution on lap 1. Making it to the line with the lead is Jerry Cook. Victor Delgado now up to P2 after his second place or third place start, and Tala is his last 1 spot. Kyle Watts holds on to P4, and P5 is Landon Lyle. Now let's see what happened. That's not. Why am I looking at Jelani Howell? Hit Alt F4. I hit. Oh wait, no, it's Alt 4, not Alt 6. Right? No, Alt 4 goes backward, right? So we know I'm pretty sure Jonathan Salos got involved somewhere in that. No? Okay. our initial start. Let's look at Jarrett Gravois. Started in the back, pretty much P last. And it looks like that was Vlado. Vlado getting tight on the exit. Gravois nowhere to go, or well, kind of didn't quite get the correct he wanted. And Malin involved, and then Vlado. Unfortunately, just you returned to NR. He's imagine you're pretty rusty. Just got tight on exit on lap 1. Just didn't want to. Fortunately, got into Gravois there, and that just set this off. But live and learn and readjust. He's still in the race. Pit stops have commenced. I don't think. Why is what happened here? I gotta applaud the effort for not plowing into the field, but maybe that closing distance speed could have been adjusted there. But hey, I'm not one to judge. Live and learn. So a few cars did go to pit road. Did I set up a pit road cam? I did. It's pit lane 1, and everyone that's coming out of pit road is already coming out of pit road, and that's just Vlado and Malin. That was weird. Let's move forward. Alright, and oh. What is this about? Okay, maybe there's something more to this. And did that, and then huh? I am so confused. Alright, I'm not even gonna follow into that. All I'm gonna say is this is a 20-year-old game. If you're getting pissed over Subas a lot of that, you need to find a new hobby. Man, that TV1 can't really catch it in the fence. Alright, pace car is going in this time. Our little green flag thing should be automated. It is freaking not working for some reason with the yellow flag, so I guess the flag moved. That's stupid. Why? Oh well. Moving on, Jerry Cook, he's back in the he's held the lead the whole race. We're gonna go back green here on lap 5, and green flag's out. This time they have the single file instead of double file, so it should be easier to not wreck. Got some cars on the wall in the back. Overcooked their entry, but they're not dead, so we ball. Yeah, it is what it is. Already, Kyle Watts, he is putting on the charge. He went from 4th, got around tall as is. He's fallen back to, I believe, P5, and it might be P6. And yeah, it's P6. And I was gonna say there for a second, it looked like Watts was gonna try to get around. I just said try to get around like 4 times. He was gonna go underneath Victor Delgado there, but either thought better of it or something else happened. Do see some smoke there. I wonder if something happened to somebody as Victor gets a run off of 4 on Jerry. He's going to go for the lead into turn 1. Jerry not going to put up much of a fight. He knows that this race has a lot longer to it than what needs, or not a lot longer. I can't get my words right tonight. I apologize. He knows this is a decently long race. You don't need to use up your stuff too early, and I think Victory just wants that track position for now. We'll see where that balances out, if it does. I think Kyle Watts, you know, dare I say he's tire saving. Or at least managing his stuff. Something like that. Managing this pace. Gonna be interesting to see where he finds himself at the end of this run, as he's been the dominant force, and not just DSRA, but in NR as a whole, the past like month and a half, or past 2 months, I'd say. He has been the guy to beat. IFAR has been his gremlin so far. The trophy case over there isn't as full as the other leagues he's done, such as Gnarl, CSRS, and here in DSRA. But that's not what we're focused on right now. We're focused on DSRA, and he has got an insane points lead in that number 4 car. And I don't even have the point standings to prove it. You can just go to the spreadsheet if you want. If you don't have access to the spreadsheet, then I guess I'll just show y'all next week, because I honestly don't think it'd be necessary to pull up a spreadsheet just to see how big his points lead is at this moment. However, once we get to race 10 next week, we're getting close to the end of the season, about 6 races to go, so I'll start trying to keep up with the standings a bit better. We'll see how that is and how it goes. But you know, we were talking about fastest guy in practice. Landon Lyle put together the fastest lap in practice. I worded that horribly. But regardless, usually it's Kyle Watts up front. And again, draft laps, big thing to factor in. Wow, commentator's curse there. He just locked up into the, or he didn't lock up, he got way loose in the entry of 3 and 4. He's going to hold up Garson Muyang and Tala Aziz there for P4. Kirby S is there a little bit further back, P7. But yeah, a little bit of commentator's jinx there on Landon Lyle. Did have some spins in the back, but I don't think it was worthy of a caution. I don't see any of the caution lights flashing anywhere. Landon seems to have got it together, but he does have a slight tire disadvantage now. He'll just have to manage that for the rest of this run. As again, I think it is a one-stopper. We do see a car in pit road as Jarek Ravoy. I imagine he probably was the car that spun out in the back. They got this pack of relatively 4 cars. This is a somewhat drafty track, I guess you could say. Draft is a very important part of being fast here. And then you got Jerry Cook and Victor Delgado, who are, I think they're pulling a different strategy here. They're worried about getting as far away from this group as possible and not having to worry about draft per se, but just worry about their pace. And right now, I don't know if it's enough to. I think they got enough distance between them and Kyle Watts to keep themselves away from that draft specifically, but we'll just have to see how this run goes on. And then when we get around halfway is when it's going to get really interesting on when we're going to see pit stops, because lap 33, or not, yeah, lap 33 is, I think, as far as you can extend this run. And I'd probably put around like lap 30 if I'm being honest. Could see some mad lad try pitting lap 32, but I really think lap 30 or lap 29 is that money number you want to hit, or around that area in terms of pit stops. If we, or actually, you know what? I just realized they did get a caution. However, the front runners did not pit. So there's some of these guys in the back have about 3 laps extra gas, or 2 or 3 laps extra gas. Tyler Mallon, I think, the highest running of them right now, running just inside the top 10. Roman Gonzalez running P12. But other than that, it looks like that gap between the lead is extending about a 1/10 a lap or so. If I'm being accurate, probably about half a 1/10 a lap at average between Jerry Cook in second and Kyle Watts there in P3. And it's just kind of been that. Actually, you know what? I think that just changed. Nope, got bigger by 2/10. Alright, so Kyle Watts, Landon Lyle, and Garson Mewing. They got Tala Aziz, and then it's Jerry Cook and Victor Delgado III up here. And I think at some point, with these two being as close as they are together right now, somewhere in this run, in which we're about halfway through this first run, I feel like, if I'm Jerry, do I think about trying to get around that 22, or do I just try to get around him on pit stops, which I think is a very likely thing. If Victor can just hit his marks here and just keep it steady for this run, keep that gap, or at least extend it a little bit to second place, which, or not second, but third place, which is still gaining, actually now about a 1/10.5 a lap on average, if I have to guess. And I think it would be sustainable in Jerry Cook's case just to stay behind Victor until when he's ready to pit, and then play that game of sudden death to decide which of these two are going to pit first. And honestly, oh, and Spinner in back. This is going to be a caution. I don't see the lights flashing yet. And now they throw it out. Caution's out. Lap 20, pretty much. Landon Lyle loose off a 2. He's got a tire down. I think both tires down from the looks of it. Not able to turn that thing. And your leader, Victor Delgado III, at the line, so he will get more laps led as Lyle. I don't think he has tires on that thing. Even if you wanted to go to pit road, I don't think he has that option. Going to make it to the line right in front of Garson Muyung, who was also involved in that accident. Hopefully he can limp it around to pit road without... Well, he's already having issues. He's going to hit that wall. That's going to damage the car a little bit. Maybe not a whole lot, but it could do something. Let's go ahead and take a look and see what happened there. See, Garson went low. Fairly aggressive move there into 1 and 2. Nothing too crazy. And I think Lyle... he hit the wall. Knocked it loose. Tried to keep it straight, but... Garson wasn't having it, or Garson just not really anywhere he could have gone. Take a look at this from Garson's POV. Unfortunate for Garson. I've seen some skid marks back here further. Something might have happened. Guess not. So everyone just came out of pit road. I missed a lot. Shoot. We do have some strategy though. I think Jerry Cook, he got the lead out of pit road. I don't know if it was on a strategy or if he just had a good stop or what. But Jerry Cook's your leader now, as I was looking at that wreck. So Jerry Cook now has that track position. I also think about pits. Let's think about fuel right now. So they're on lap 21. They just pitted. So lap 21. They're going to be saving some gas, so I'm not going to really factor that in to my calculations since the fuel projected can always be a little off anyway. But 33 plus 21 is about 54 laps, give or take, a lap or two. You're gonna be about 8 laps short. Roy getting that wave around. So these guys are gonna have to pit one more time, but that window is a little bit more wider open. But I think the idea here, and I assume we're probably gonna get under the yellow. I could be wrong, but I assume we're going to get another one at least. But say we don't, I'd still run it to the end of that run. You could see someone try to risk it and pit early, or pit a little bit before the end of the run, or a decent bit before the end of the run, and then have that gain towards the middle of that run and try to have that advantage. But only time will tell on that. I don't think that it's a big risk, because if you do pit before, you're risking going a lap down and getting out of the draft. So it's something. So if it were me behind the wheel, I would probably just stay out till the end of the run. You don't want to have to pit with 8 to go, but sometimes that is the cards you are dealt with, and everyone right now is dealt with pretty much the same deck. It's just how you play it for this next. Shoot, how many laps ago? I don't know. It's a few laps, but anyway, pace cars going in. Jerry Cook once again leading us here off the green. Lap 23 of 60. And green flag back in the air here at DSRA Charlotte. Solos with an interesting start there. I think either Watts or he got loose, got wheel spin, but I think Solos is going to take the advantage in terms of just having that run on the high side, but tire's a bit too cold to get anything done on the top, I feel like, so probably why I didn't get the run there. But this brings the field closer together, but we still got another stop to go before this thing's said and done. Victor, he wants that lead back. He liked being up there with that clean air. He's going to try the high lane here on Jerry Cook. We'll see if it has a better stick to it on lap 2. He's going to run a little wide. It's going to allow Jerry to hold on to that spot on exit. That opens the door for Kyle Watts to get underneath into the entry of turn 3. A little bit of work from the 22. Always a concern. Salo is blocking a little bit on his team owner, Tala Aziz. There for P5. Then you got Ruby Estes there climbing into the top 6. Tyler Mallon also poking their head into potentially going for the win here tonight. As they're always on that bingo card sheet, I feel like. And someone is around. Kyle Watts! I don't know if that will count as a spin. It will. Caution is out. Spinner ahead, Vlado. Vlado's also been in the grass. We'll see what happened to Watts, and then we'll see what happened to Vlado, if it's related at all. I'm just pushing it hard. You know, you got to press your limits, and Kyle Watts has found his limits. I think there was a little bit premature on the yellow. He didn't exactly spin, but you know, it is what it is. Happens. Big thing now is Kyle Watts no longer has that track position. And the question here I gotta think is, do these guys pit again? I think you do. I think you do pit again. It's not worth being at. Oh my God. It's not worth being at the short end of a big strategy. I don't think that's what the yellow's out for. I don't think the yellow was out for Watts spinning. One could assume it would have, but Watts team owner AJ Rodriguez, and this was. Ooh, well, I gotta see what happened before, honestly. Side by side with Carl Childress, lap prior to Watson. Yeah, just got him off of turn 4 and went around right in front of Caloridge. And Vlado, boom! Not a great way to make your debut. Big flip there. I want to see Caloridge's POV of that for sure. Ooh, wee mama. Let's see roof cam, or rear cam. Jarrett's rear cam. He's got Vlado catching him, and then Vlado, boom. Big wreck there. That was something. So pit stops are concluding. I think everyone pit. We got some strategy though. I think a little bit of beef between Estes and Cook though. Let's check our chat to see if anything happened. Tala took 2 tires, messed up his exit, so Jerry Cook holds that spot. I think some guys took 1 tire. Ruby Estes is going to actually get the lead here as Brandon Beal going to re-enter pit road. I like Beal's idea here. Top off on gas. You're not actually. That's going to make it real close on gas. I'm not going to say for sure if anyone has enough or not, but that's going to make it real close. I really like Beal's move. I think these guys can save enough to the end, and I think they think that as well. Caloridge. So two guys I think with 2-tire strats. Estes and Caloridge. Cook, pretty much the dominating car of this race other than Victor. Tala with 2 tires but messed up his exit, so he's already at a disadvantage between one of the 4-tire cars. Then Victor, 4 tires, came out pretty solid. Salo's up here. I don't know if Carl was here or not before, but regardless, he's put himself in a pretty solid spot inside the top 10. Johnny Howell, Roman Gonzalez, Garson Muya, and Kyle Watts. He didn't really gain much spots, but he's got a little bit of that track position back. He's got time to get it back. His question is getting through these cars to do it. Got a bit more than 3 cars to pass this time around. Or I guess a bit more cars to pass this time around regardless. Malin, Gravoy, Beal just pit, Bell, and then Lyle and Rodriguez. Going green this time. Ruby Estes going to lead us to the green first time tonight. Pace car is in. 2 Dodges with 2 tires, strats. And I imagine they're going to go a little bit easy here with those tires in mind. Not a great start from Estes. Cowridge goes high. Cook tries it. Tala as is gets around Jerry Cook, but Estes slow on the bottom. Oh, and Cowridge in the wall. They don't hit anyone, but ooh, boy, that was scary. 3 wide in the back. Kyle Watts, he's full sending it. Oh, and Tala, he gets loose. That's going to really slow up that bottom lane. Victor has that patience. Kyle does not. Malin loose off the exit. He's in the grass. Kirsten Bell 3 wide almost. And Tala bleeding spots big time here. Kyle Watts skips around him. Jerry Cook. Where the heck did he go? Okay, Jerry Cook took the lead in all this. Alright. I wasn't paying attention. I was so pressed on the mid pack. I wasn't focused on the leader. So Jerry Cook, first car, I imagine with 4 tires up here right now. Ruby Estes with 2 tires. Jonathan Solis, I'm not sure. Neither am I Carl, but he's in the top 5 right now, running P4. Kyle Watts up to 5th after that. And Garson Muyung, P6. They're still trying to figure out their stuff. Victor lost some spots. Cowridge and Roman Gonzalez get around and get into each other. I don't know if that's a caution or not. Caution is out. Pace car is coming out of the pit road to get it going. And Vlado saying in the chat, he's in heaven now. Unfortunate for Vlado. I just read that. I think he said that a while ago. Goodness, that was insane. Cautions breed cautions. Cowridge stayed out with that 2-tire strat. I don't think this is quite related. I think, let's see what happened here to Gonzalez. Never mind. I think that was on Cowridge. I think they hit the apron and it just wasn't going to work. I do want to see AJ's view from now on his roof cam. So he's got engine damage from the Vlado wreck. Ooh, boy. That wrecked race car almost got more wrecked. It did get more wrecked. Wow, that's impressive. The timing is incredible. All right, let's see what happened here. I've seen fire and I've seen rain. That's all I'm going to say. Everyone coming into pit road it's time, and I don't blame them. You can make it on the end on fuel from here, and tires are still going to be the main thing. I think Beal stays out. I like his strategy. The only question is, last time we've seen that, the cold bit of those tires could be your gremlin, and I think that's going to be the case for Brandon Beal. We'll have to see where he filters out in this. Tala with a very awkward entry. That's going to hurt his teammate Victor Delgado the third. As for Jerry, he's right now got that spot. Jonathan Salos and Carl Childress battle off of pit road for P2. It's close. I think Watts up to P2. Solid's at P3. Carl holds on to P4, but honestly, I think he could have probably came out P2 there if he had been a little bit more aggressive on the throttle. But hey, I ain't gonna judge. It's good these were in top 5. It's nice to see. Granted, I guess I'm not supposed to be rooting for people, but hey, that's cool. Dang. But yeah, we seen that last restart, that last run. Yeah, Arca bricked under yellow. Yes, I hear you, Zach. That's probably accurate on that. But that last little restart, we've seen all kinds of jostling per position. A lot of those guys stayed out. When I say a lot of those guys, a few of those guys stayed out on 2 tires. Just pressing a little too hard in the corners with the fact that you're on 2 tires and your tires are cold. Those other tires specifically, got some guys with black flags. And 16 is in the grass. Are they the leader? I'm curious. Did they stay out again? Alright, so I'm just going to gauge it off. What is happening here? I'm assuming they're typing or something. That's weird. Alright, regardless, Ruby Estes filters out back to the lead. Now, Garson Muyoung also up here. I like Brandon Beal. He's got that freshest set of tires. He went for that extra pit stop at the end of that last caution. There was a second round for that pit road to be open. He took that opportunity and got that little bit of advantage on fuel. So that leapfrogged him from the back to 3rd after staying out a little bit of caution before, I think. And granted, it may not be the best decision, but if he can manage his stuff and not bleed too many spots, not make any mistakes, this is a good strategy call by this 37. Now, it's going to come down to execution, but only time will tell him that. Green flag this time by Ruby S. is going to lead us to the green. Second time tonight. How many laps we got to go? It's only lap 34? Dang, okay, we got a lot of racing to go. I still like Bill's strat, though. He put him in a good track position. If this ends up being a long run. If it's not a long run, then pull them belts tight and pull out the Jack Daniels. You're in for a long next 20-ish or so laps. Green flag back in the air. Beal, little cold tires there. Gets it back straight. A little bit of a slower start again from Estes, but they hold that bottom line defensively. And Garson tries the top here. We haven't had the top work very well at all on initial starts, but it looks like Garson, he's going to get that run on the exit this time by, or this attempt, rather. And they're side by side for the lead into turn 3. Both these cars on similar strats. Ruby a little bit, washed the corner up a little bit there. Beal hits the wall off the exit of 4. Garson leads the lap. Ruby holds the bottom. Jerry Cook there in P3. He's got those 4 fresh Goodyears. So does Kyle Watts. He's going to go way high here. Off of turn 2. On the top above Garson Muyoung. Gets that top lane. Forces his way in there. Almost 3 wide as Estes is back to 3rd now. Kyle Watts, he's going to try to power away his move around the 16. Same way Jerry did. Almost successful. Except off of 4 this time. Jerry back to the lead. Garson Muyoung in 2nd. Battle for 3rd, heating up between the 4 and the 16. Separate strategies here. Kirsten Bell there in P5. Oh, and Solos, he's around! They may rule that as a single car. I don't know if that's a caution or not. You can go back and look at that if you want. There's too much action going on right now. Kirsten Bell trying to get around that 16 now. They got fresh tires. This is the highest they've been all night. Trying to get around that 16. Put themselves in P4. But yeah, basically what happened there, Carl got tight on the exit. Solos, I think, got ran into behind. Can't really give you a whole idea there. I didn't have a good idea to... Oh, and Estes gets loose. Carl gets into the back of the 16. Estes is going to hold on to it. That's going to check up Carl, though. Allows Malin to get underneath. Aziz may go high. 3 wide into turn 1 between Malin, Carl, and Aziz. And Carl's up into the wall! Lyle's underneath Malin. Aziz into the wall off the exit of 2. A little bit of an apron hit from the 43, put the 88 in the wall hard. That's going to kill his momentum. 3 wide entering turn 1. It did not exactly go time either. I mean, granted, I get going for spots, but gosh dang. Bit aggressive there from Jelani Howell, Landon Lyle. I think Jelani's trying that power move there. Tyler Mallon versus Tulla is up ahead. This is for P8. I think P9, one or the other. Still side by side. I just want to check on the leaders real quick just to see if anything's changed up there. Nothing much. Jerry Cook has pulled quite the gap on Garson Muyoung, who, again, stayed out, put themselves in this track position, and I think it's paid off very well for that 70. Not so much the 37 as I had hoped. You know, it comes down to execution. The execution wasn't quite what they wanted it to be, but Kyle Watts now, he's going to try to get underneath that 70 car for P2, and that's going to put the fight between the 4 and the 0 for managing their stuff if this stays green to the end. And watch for Kirsten Bell. They're also right behind Kyle Watts. Same tire strategy. They pitted the same lap. And it's going to come down to execution here between the 4, 29, and 0. Tulla is also back there. He is pulled away from Mallon. Now, we talked about Mallon and IFAR, how he's really good at saving tires. Not quite the same brand of setups you see here, but the same skill set that Tyler Mallon is very well known for is saving their stuff and putting the puzzle pieces together at the end and managing that gap between them and the leader. We didn't see it 100% at fruition last night. It was a bit hard to pass last night, but this is an oval, cookie cutter, DSRA, different ball game. We'll see what they can put together here, and if it stays green. He's going to think about sending it 3 wide, thinks better of it as Tulla gets around Garson. Tires were starting to fade in that 70 car, but I still like the strategy nonetheless. You didn't have the track position, might as well gamble with those older tires, and you still got that fuel to make it to the end as well. I think it'll still pay off for that 70. Maybe not. I think they'll get more than what they were. But Kirsten Bell, they're trying to get around Kyle Watts for P2 here. They're going to be successful. A little bit of a pinch there, not quite clear. Very close racing here for P2. Tulla is closing up on these guys, along with Tyler Mallon, who has stayed right behind that 20 car for the majority of this last run so far. He's going to try to get underneath Tulla now. As Jerry Cook, he's starting to, that advantage he has, he doesn't have, unlike that first run, he had Victor Delgado pulling away with him. He does not have that second car pulling away with him. And I think he's going to try to do something similar to what he did last night in IFAR and just manage enough to where he can still pull away. But this being a track with heavier reliance on draft, we'll see how that is done. Coming to a little under 15 to go here. There's a lot of laps to log down here. Jonathan Sala is about to go a lap down. He spun early in this run. In fact, first lap of this current run we're on. After a few checkups on the top lane, but he's holding his own. He's usually a pretty good driver. Probably, I expect. And he's usually smart about his moves, so I don't expect anything crazy from Solos. But Kirsten Bell has put themselves in the P2 again. Still some laps to log down here. Who's fast right now may not be fast come 2 or 5 or 2 to go. As you see that 29 hits the apron there, that's a mistake. That might open the door for the 4 car. Kyle wants to try to get that spot back. He's going to dive it low here into turn 3. Going to hold it low, hold his line. Oh, he has to lift a little bit. But Tyler Mallon, we were talking about him, he has gained spots. Gotten around that 20 car. He is holding on with these guys. Just saving enough to where he's not going to... how do I put this? He's methodical about it. We've seen it time and time again from Tyler Mallon. And this race is not over by no stretch. Now this gap, there's some gaps now. 2, 3, and 4 are kind of under a blanket a little bit. Not big time. You got Jury in the lead, and then you got Tulla P4? No, P5, and then Jelani Howell outside of there. Landon Lyle, I think he bled some spots. He's going to try to get some of those back. We've seen him be quicker than a lot of these guys. Oh, a little bit of a pinch there from the 19. 19 has to go higher not to wreck, and that's going to allow the 1 car to get by. Garson Muyang still bleeding some spots, but I think he's got some gaps here where he can still hold on to the top 10. And it's going to be tight, actually. That 20 car, or why did I say 20? The 02 Roman Gonzalez does not have a rear end. They were running P10 right now. Next car to them is Carl Childress from P11, who got walled earlier in this run. And Brandon Bill right behind that, who tried staying out and got the short end of the stick. And Jarrett Gravoy also. And then AJ Rodriguez with severe engine damage. And then Ruby Estes, bad end of a long stick. And Jonathan Solos, he's managing his gap between him and Jerry, but I think it's more so, I don't know where he's going to be at the end of this run, but big battle here for P2. Kyle Watts, Kirsten Bell. Kirsten, I think, used their stuff up trying to catch Jerry, and that's going to allow Watts to retake P2. Mallon's right behind him. As Jerry is slowly losing that lead. 9 to go this time around. Jerry does have one win this season at Auto Club with the last lap pass on Kyle Watts. This time he's got the advantage. Different track, different setup obviously, but same driver behind that 0 car. This is the same driver behind that 4 car who's been so dominant here in just NR in general, except for IFAR. They've reeled in that 0 car almost to where they want him. Fifth place is still, actually no, Tallez is falling back. His tires have worn off. Landon Lyle has taken P5. I don't know if he can gain up to these leaders though. He's a few seconds back. He's got, there's actually quite a bit of gap there. Yeah, he's not catching. Unless something crazy happens. So we got 3 cars here. Kirsten's trying to hold on, but I think their tires have just worn off to the point where they're holding on by draft right now, and it's only gonna work for so long. I feel like they're holding on right now. There's still some laps to go. 5 to go next time by. Jerry Cook, they've caught him. It's just, you know what they say, you catch someone, that's one thing. You pass them, that's another ball game. Managing those tires now, trying to hold that track position. We've seen the bottom and the top work for possible overtakes here. 5 to go this time by. I think Jerry Cook has got most laps led on lock. Don't hold me to that. I can't say for certain, but I'm just going off of what I've seen. But Kyle watches to the back of that 0 car. 0 puts a little bit of a block there. Let him know, hey, I want that bottom line. You're not going to pass me low that easy. But Watts is going to try the top line. Wonder if that opens the door for the 43, if he's going to get that run on exit. He's going to get that run on exit. He's going to try the high line again. Jerry with a little bit of a block. Not enough. Watts is to his outside. 4 to go. Not enough. Jerry's able to hold that lead. Kyle's still going to get the run on exit. Jerry wants to hold that bottom line. He knows that's the defensive line around this track. Kyle's going to try that top line once more. Does that open the door for Mallon, or does he once again get the run on exit? Gets the run on exit. He's going to try low this time. Jerry's making sure to block, but not enough. Watts got that door underneath him on the bottom, but he had to check up. Jerry had to arc it in. Now they're side by side for second between Mallon and Watts. This is what Jerry wants to see. This is going to make it easier for him to potentially win this race. 2 to go. The 2 to go. The stripe here. Battle for second heating up between Mallon and Watts. Bell is still holding on for P4 right now. 2 to go. Next time by is the white flag. A little bit of check on the chat. 14, I think. I don't think they're going to be a problem. But this battle for second is going to be the name of the game here. Kirsten Bell pushing Kyle Watts, knowing that this is going to keep this battle alive a little bit longer, knowing that bottom line for Malin is probably preferred. See if they can try to get around either of these guys. Jerry Cook takes the white flag here at Charlotte. Bell gets around Watts on the bottom for P4, or not P4, P3. We'll see how that battle ensues. Meanwhile, Jerry Cook, he's only got he's only got one more set of corners to go. Battle for second, heating up big time. Solo is not a problem. If anything, he's helping Jerry in the corners with the draft. He's going to come off a turn 4 here for the final time after dominating this race in a crazy, or not crazy, but a little bit of strategy towards the end. Jerry Cook going to win here at Charlotte. Almost a 3-wide photo finish there for second, but I think it was a little bit more divided up than that. Watts with a little bit of a frustration, I'd imagine. Trying to get around Jerry. Try the top, try the bottom. Neither of it worked. But ended up let me just see where he finished out. He ended up P4, actually. Kyle Watts. If I'm not mistaken, this is his worst finish of the season. And the fact that this is his worst finish of the season just goes to show that how good a Kyle Watts a driver is. That 4th is his worst finish of the season coming into the race 7. But, yeah, I don't know. I'd have to fact check that. But Jerry Cook won at Auto Club. That's the wrong pit lane camera. One here at Charlotte. He's going to bring it down here to the front straightaway, and he's going to burn it down here at Charlotte. Man, George would have had a blast if he was commentating this race, man. Holy. Looks like he wasn't here for it. Jerry Cook, win number 2 of the season. He is definitely extending his record for most wins all time a little bit. We're not racing full time, but just here to have fun, and I think he did tonight for sure. Holy moly. Do it over there doing burnouts. Alright, yeah, you finished the race. That's an accomplishment in itself, you know. You freaking flipped. You finished. Big W's. Honestly, I think AJ's got some bad luck at this race. I feel like he had engine damage at this track before. Alright, now to mentally prepare myself to have conversation with people. I'm joking. I'm actually not that bad when it comes to computer stuff. No one in the waiting room right now. I'll give it a little bit. But holy cow. What a race. I had a blast, man. Sucks that there was no one in the booth with me, but hey, that's alright. I don't mind soloing. I could yap for days about this game. I love this game. This game's awesome. I just realized something. That looks a lot like the Chase Elliott number 9 upside down for the Coke 600 logo. I'm not gonna lie. And I would not be shocked if that's the same exact font, just skewed a little bit. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I want to wait for it to show up on the here on the billboard, but I don't think it's going to show up here on the billboard, or whatever they call it. HDTV, whatevs. Holy moly. What a race, man. Let's go ahead and get our results in. I'll see if anyone wants interviewed. So, Jerry Cook with an insane win there. Tyler Malin with a tooth and nail battle for P2 gets the long end of the stick there. Kirsten Bell, despite just kind of looking like they were going to settle for P4, got around Kyle Watts late in it, got a podium. And Kyle Watts, like I said, I think this is the worst finish of the season, man. He's been so consistent. Oh my gosh. But yeah, no, this track showed a little bit of weakness. Oh, you see there, okay, I got to look real quick on the billboard. You see on the billboard, you'll see the 600. That 6 looks so much like the Hendrick Motorsports Chase Elliott number 9. You cannot tell me otherwise that does not look like the Chase Elliott number 9 upside down. I gotta find that font. That looks interesting. All right, anyways, back to the official standings. I'll just zoom out here, and that way we'll just look at let's look at the track here for the if we have any interviews or whatever. All right, anyways, back to the results. Kyle Watts P4. Jelani Howell with the top 5 gets around Landon Lyle late in the run. I know we were looking a little bit back in that run, a little bit later, and we seen Landon Lyle had that advantage, but didn't hold on to it. He finishes P6. Victor Delgado, after a strong showing the first run of the race, lost some spots, never got him back, P7. Garson, with a respectable strategy, in my opinion, ends up P8. Probably the best he could have done. Roman Gonzalez finishes P9 with no bumper, and then Tala has used up too much of his stuff, finishes P10. Brandon Beal P11 after, again, trying to stay out on that strategy. Just didn't quite have it. Carl Childress, how do I put this without offending anybody? I think Tyler ran him out the way. I don't think it was intentional. Or not like that. I think Tyler hit the apron. They were 3 wide. Unfortunately, Carl got the short end of the stick. That's what it looked like to me. Again, I wasn't in the car, so don't take my word for it. Jarrett Gravois P13 after he only spun out once. Hey, you take what wins you can. Ruby Estes, they let out on a couple of restarts, tried their best. P15, I think they spun it a little bit towards the end. Same with Jonathan Salas, got screwed over a little bit on that last run. I'm not going to say they held on to anything because they finished last of the cars running, but hey, you win some, you lose some. It is what it is. Caloridge retires after having some interesting occurrences, and Vlado having another horrible return to a league. But hey, you live and learn. You go back, you learn from what you did, and you do it better. Hopefully that's the note here. Everyone leaving the server, I'm going to get one last check for our waiting room before I go crazy on my ramblings. And if anyone's in there, we'll ball. If not, that's aight. We got some people in here. Okay. We'll do it by finishing order. Let's bring in Kirsten Bell.
User was moved to your channel.
Man, that was fun to watch. What's your opinion on that race?
Jerry would have lost if the other two weren't having a dick measuring contest.
Man. Yeah, no, P3, is that your best finish of the season, or?
Yeah, it is my best finish of the season. It was a lot of fun, to be honest. Like, I got by Kyle, trying to hold off Tyler as well. We were catching Jerry, and then as soon as Kyle got by me, everything kind of just fell apart a little bit. I just murdered everything, tires and all.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because it looked like in that second run, or like we just mentioned, that you were ahead of Kyle there for a second, and then he got back around you. And I was thinking, oh, you use your tires, you're gonna fall back. You actually held on to the draft between those two and got yourself P3. Take us through that if you don't mind.
That was basically just me and Kyle were all the way at like mid-pack towards the back, so I was just trying to follow him. Followed him by Garson, Tala, and about the rest of the field. And we were starting to. Once I realized that Kyle wasn't catching, I tried to get around him. I nearly wrecked myself trying. But as soon as I got by him, we started to catch up a little. And then once he got back around me, Tyler got around as well. So I was just hanging on for dear life at that point. I don't know how I was able to keep up with those three, since they're like the 3 best drivers I've ever raced against. Kind of just amazed me.
I imagine this could potentially lead to some momentum into potentially next race.
I hope so, depending on where we're going. I haven't looked at the schedule once all season, but if it's like a short track, then I think I have a decent shot at another top 3, top 5.
Well, I don't have any other specific questions for you. You got any other last thoughts before I let you
go? Jerry Cook is a fraud and should be disqualified.
All right, you heard it here, folks.
So should Tyler Mallon.
Dang.
Thank you for having me.
Congratulations on the podium, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.
User was moved out of your channel.
Bring in P10 Tala Aziz.
Buddy was moved to your channel.
Howdy, howdy. How we doing?
That was a chaotic race, to say the least.
Fun to watch. I'll say that.
Did you see the when I took it 3 wide on Malin and Carl?
I did.
I don't know how I managed to not die from that. I didn't know how. It's the wall, but I'm gonna pretend the wall wasn't there. Dude, that felt cool. I took it 3 wide. I got turned. I'm more surprised the wall glue didn't end up on me there.
Yeah. So
Oh,
that
wait,
last
never mind.
run.
I didn't get hit. I didn't get hit actually at all. I thought I did. I can't even tell.
Yeah, so that
I can't
last
remember
run, I seen you were kind of trying to manage that pace, but I assume the tires kind of died.
Yeah, I got like I was trying to save at first, but then I had Malin behind me, and I saw Malin pushing. I'm like, oh, maybe I probably should push as well because everyone wants to try to beat Malin and stuff as well and everything. And I kept trying to like, I overcompensated. I think I don't know how or maybe I just backed up the corner too early once, and that's what happened. But it's hard to save on that track. That track eats up your tires. I do wish I didn't try to take 2 tires on that one of those things. I think that was not the smartest move I could have done, but that was also really that entire restart was a mess.
Well,
But
I know this race was you started P2. You had
again,
some good I guess hot lap pace.
as usual,
Yeah.
as usual, it doesn't matter. It doesn't. It's the same dancing song. Well, except for yesterday. We don't talk about yesterday. I qualify well, and then I have decent short run pace, but not race winning short run pace. And then the long run, I'm nowhere. And then to add a cherry on top, I wreck myself or I wreck someone else. Like that first attempt was pretty embarrassing by me. I don't know why was I don't even fully know why I went so high there, but
You're in luck.
yeah.
The only place that's canon is this broadcast, because I don't think they consider that for penalties.
I don't think they do unless it's egregious, but they don't. Yeah, it's it is what it is, I guess.
Well, next week is Iowa. Do you got anything particularly you want to point out that you think might be beneficial that might help you for that race, or?
I've done decently on Iowa before. That ironically, that's one track I can't really hot lap, but I did finish good here last season as well. So hopefully I can finish one spot better this season than I did last season. We're actually coming up to the next 3 tracks are tracks where I had that Sheldon Creed run, so hopefully I could finish one spot better in all of those, but probably won't, but yeah. It was a fun race, just a disappointing result at the end.
Well, that's all I got for you. You got any other things you want to say before I let you go?
No, I think I got everything.
All right. Well, we'll see you next week, and I guess congratulations on the top 10. Even though probably not the best finishes, but hey, top 10 is a top 10.
I guess. Yeah.
Talk to you later.
Have a good one. Yeah.
Buddy disconnected from your channel.
All right. Let's bring in just outside the top 10, Brandon Beal.
In
User was moved to
OSCC?
your channel.
Howdy.
Bro, what? Hello.
Hi. I can bring Jared in here too. You two are buds, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just bring both y'all in here.
User was moved to your channel.
I was reacting to OSCC penalties. That's my bad.
All bad. So I figure I guess I'll interview both y'all since I guess y'all are good buds from the Fanta Cup, I guess, right?
Yeah.
All right, yeah. So yeah, we ball. So yeah, that was a race. What are y'all's thoughts on it?
Well, I stayed out that what was it, the last caution? Thinking that there was gonna be another caution, but of course it went green all the way. So I kind of figured that would happen, but I just wanted to try it just because I wanted to be in front when I pit, but obviously it didn't work out my way. So but anyway, the battle for 11th was interesting with Carl and all that. So and Jarrett, we both had a great battle with the 88, but overall, not a bad night. I don't know how I didn't wreck the field off turn 4 that one time. I just was bracing myself, and I somehow kept it straight, and everyone got out of it. So, you know.
Jarrett, do you have any thoughts about the race?
Well, I'm not running any more races. Not
Shoot.
by choice.
Oh, shoot. Okay. Sorry to hear that.
Well, it's not even my choice in announcements.
Oh,
I was
shoot.
wondering.
Wait, they already post penalties?
No.
Oh. Right. Shoot. Forgot about that. Oh well. I mean, at least, we'll see, CCRS Snarl? Essentially?
Garrett. He died.
Oh well. Yeah, we'll probably see him in CCRS and RL. The DSRA's got a attendance check system. I think you got a minimum amount of races you can make before you get attendance checked.
I know. Hang on. I just want to read this. The following will get attendance checked regardless, so take this as your final chance to race. Me on there. And then I race, and I still get this off.
That's a little strange.
Fucking bullshit.
I don't make the rules. I just okay. So yeah. But that's unfortunate. But I guess
Bro, I literally raced. What do you want from me? I literally quote unquote final chance to race, and I still get purged.
That's a little interesting.
hey, you're. I mean, you can file an appeal if you want, I guess, but still.
I fucking will. Where do I do that? I've never had to do that.
I guess just do it in DMs with Duel or something. It'll probably get you taken care of if you have a decent case, I guess. I don't really know how it works.
I don't know. Maybe we're interpreting the final chance to race thing different. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see.
I interpret it as like either you race or you get purged.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too, but I don't make the rules.
I know.
But yeah, I mean, this ain't the only league. You got Gnarl, CCRS, what I broadcast, and they got Essex. So. Which,
Yeah, the Essex is really what I do now, because yeah.
And 4.
Oh, geez, OSCC. I got moved up to 6th.
Oh, nice. But yeah, I don't specifically have any questions for y'all. I know y'all probably didn't quite get the finishes y'all wanted, but
I know I did.
Oh, you did? Shoot.
My race was terrible in the beginning.
I think I could have gotten a top 10 if I pitted, but it's alright. I'll take
Live and
11th.
learn.
Yeah. I just figured, yeah, there would be another caution, but no. Why would there be?
Yeah, you can only predict so far on the...
I know.
Like, sometimes it does what you want to do, sometimes it doesn't.
Because I saved out that one extra lap, the last caution before that one, and then I just decided to pick because I was like, okay, might as well make it put on fuel so I can make it, and then the other caution happened. I was like, okay, this is a caution fest. I'm just gonna pit again, or just stay out this time.
Yeah, I think a few other guys had that strategy as well. I guess you kind of just got eaten up in the crowd, though, from what I had to guess.
Yeah, I did. Once I got stuck on the outside from Jerry and letting them go, I knew it was pretty much over, and I almost wrecked the field doing so. So it's just not good.
Thankfully, you didn't wreck the field, and
I don't know how I didn't. I'm gonna be honest.
You live to see another
bouncing
day.
off the wall was gonna do it.
But yeah, I don't got any other questions for y'all specifically. Y'all got any last thoughts before I let y'all go for the night?
No.
Well, granted, probably not the best of finishes, but we'll see you when we see you, Jared. I guess try to appeal that attendance check and.
Yeah, I am.
But yeah, we'll see y'all later, and y'all have a good night.
User was moved out of your channel.
All right. I thought that would have worked out better having 2 people in the. I mean, it didn't work out bad, but I don't know. Felt like that would have been more interesting. Oh well. Well, as for the channel, this Thursday, CCRS finale at Lowe's Night, aka Charlotte. Kyle Watts basically has the title on lock unless unless an act of God prevents it, which I honestly don't even, even if, well, yeah, I mean, dude, quite literally taking an act of God, but I think ultimately Kyle has it locked up, even if he doesn't show up. I could be wrong. Gnarl, kind of the same deal. He's a pretty good point spot in both those leagues, so he's got those pretty much locked up there. Also, I did not broadcast Phoenix this last week because my internet was bugging out. Hopefully, they don't have an issue with that again this Friday. That would suck. We'd miss the finale for Gnarl, but hopefully that isn't a problem. And then Saturday, IFAR, I think it's a little TBD. I think I heard Kale Teskar Jr., we seen him in the booth last week. I think he's planning on doing that on his channel. I'll keep y'all updated. I'll let y'all know probably by Gnarl in that broadcast, probably my little pre-race thing, Sping, or whatever. Should probably do something like similar to what Robbie Gilman does on Orb, kind of do like a pre-race show thing or something like that. Or, well, no, but I don't feel like that would fit. Maybe a post-race thing, maybe some like outro music. I think that'd be cool. Do some outro music maybe. We'll see. Living and learning. That's part of life. But again, congrats to Jerry Cook on the win. We'll be back here at DSRA next week at Iowa. If Carl shows up, that'll be his 99th start in DSRA without a win. He actually put together a pretty solid race tonight, but puzzle didn't quite fit the pieces. It was, I killed that statement. I need to get better at my statements. I'll work on that. But again, thanks for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe. All my updates are pretty much going to be done via broadcasts. You might see me do some updates in the Cheese Food Discord, which I actually will be linking in the description in future broadcasts. So it won't be in the description of this broadcast, but if you want to join that server just as an onlooker, or heck, you want to join the booth for some future broadcasts, I'll probably link that in the description Thursday, unless I morbidly forget like I usually do. We'll see. But hey, I'm not going to keep y'all any longer. This is Zach13 TV. Credits to all the guys who put this together, and congrats to Jerry Cook winning.